In this video, we're going to talk about the Shoulda pattern. We actually talked about this near the end of HSK 1, and we talked about using the Shoulda pattern. The da goes at the end of the sentence generally, or sometimes before the object at the end of the sentence. But we talked about it being used to ask when someone asks a clarifying question. We already know what happened, and now we're asking a question about why, when, where, how. Then we're going to use this construction. So let me give you an example. Someone might say, someone knows that I ate, and so they say, 你是几点吃饭的? So你是, so there's the first part of the 是 construction. 几点, what time? 吃饭的, eat,的. And so this means, when did you eat? But the reason we're using the shoulda construction is because it's asking a clarifying question about a known event already. And so the person might respond, 我是8点吃饭的. I ate at 8 o'clock. And in this particular usage of the construction, we can omit the 是 from that construction, and we can just say, 你几点吃饭的? But the 是的 construction has some other uses as well, not just that clarifying question or clarifying information usage. It has other uses, and that's what the purpose of this video is. The first one is to indicate purpose. And I think I can kind of see where we got there, because if you ask a clarifying question about why something happened, it's sort of answering that, what's the purpose of something? And so this isn't too much of a leap to get to this particular one. We're going to be talking about why a person is doing something, or what is a particular thing used for. If it's why a person is doing something, we might find that a 去 or 来, to go or come, in the sentence. And if it's what a thing is used for, we'll often see 用来 or 给. And here's a couple examples of all of those. So this is from All Set Learning. This says, 我是来玩的. This is not supposed to be a question mark, I don't believe. 我是来玩的. So this means I have come to have fun or hang out or play. So if the question on the table or the question being answered, it doesn't have to be actually asked, but the purpose of the statement is to say what I am doing here. 我是来玩的. I have come to. The reason I'm here is to hang out, play, have fun, that kind of thing. So there's that. That's where we see the lie there, because it's talking about I have come here to do that, and so I have come to whatever. Here we're talking about the purpose of what the purpose of an object is, of a thing. So 钱是用来花的. 用来means to use. 用 means to use. So 用来is what it's used for. 钱是用来花的. 花 means to spend. So 钱是用来花的. So here we see the 是的. Money is for spending. Money is used for spending. 不是用来省的. It's not used for saving. So money is for spending, not for saving. That's what that means. That's also from All Set Learning. So here we see two examples of the 是的 in the same sentence. We have 钱是用来花的, 不是用来省的. Here we have 给 as sort of the clue about purpose. We have 这些钱, these monies, or this chunk of money, 这些钱是给孩子上大学的. So here we have the 是. So now we're going to talk about what's the purpose of this money. It is to 给孩子上大学, is to give. Here we wouldn't say give in English, but it's for children going to university. Duh. So 钱, 这些钱是给孩子上大学的. The purpose of this chunk of money is for the children's university education. So that's talking about purpose. It's indicating the purpose of someone doing something? What's the purpose that the person did that? Or what's the purpose of a thing, of an object? Now, another usage of Shoulda, I'm going to give an overview of some other uses. It's used in adjectives. This one takes a little kind of getting used to. It's not hard to use. It's just hard to know when to use it sometimes and when not to. But it can be really helpful. So adjectives that have no degree will often have the Shoulda construction. What does that mean, to have no degree? Let's say I'm a male. If we're talking about gender, then we can say 我是男的. I am male 的. Well, it's not like a degree. It's generally you talk about a person being male or female. It's not like he's very male or she's very female. That's not how we talk about that. So you can say, instead of saying 我男, I am male, that doesn't make much sense. It's 我是男的. Does that make sense? I am one who is male, essentially. There's other things like broken versus not broken. If something is broken, of course you can say it is very broken, but generally it's either broken or it's not broken. And so you could say that thing 是坏的, it's broken. We could talk about something being Chinese style or something being American style, or man-made versus natural. So, or colors. Like if you talk about, most of the time, when you say 这是黄的, this is yellow. Most of the time, we're not describing how yellow something is. We're just saying that it is yellow, as opposed to a different color. So 这是黄的 means this is a yellow thing. This is yellow. 这是黄的. Does that make sense? So the 是的 construction is used with adjectives that don't have a degree. It either is that adjective or it is not that adjective. And so instead of saying 这个黄, like this is yellow, 黄 is an adjective meaning yellow, you say 这是黄的. Also, the 是的 construction is used to talk about occupation. So and it's just one of the expressions of one of the ways this is used. When you talk about your occupation, you usually say, I am one who does this occupation. And so you have the 是的. Let me give you an example. This last example here in red is this. The first is the question, what do you do? Instead of it being 你做什么, in English we just say, so what do you do? What do you do for a job? What do you do? In Chinese, it's, instead of it being 你做什么, it is 你是做什么的. You are, and it feels to me like you are one who does what? And the answer could be 我是做生意的. 做生意 means to do business. 我是做生意的. And so when talking about occupation or one's major at school, you could say major is 专业. So you could say 我是数学专业的. I am math major 的. 我是. So it's kind of the same idea. Obviously, it's not an occupation, but it's the same concept. So when talking about occupation, you use that. And then, lastly, this pattern is also used for strong affirmation. And here's an example in red down here of that. And this is, let me read you a little quote from All Set Learning. It says, sometimes you can use "的" to really add a kick to your responses, making them stronger. You might even hear Chinese people reply with just 是的, which means that's right. This usage is similar to the way that English speakers might stress the word is in sentences like, it is my food. When used to express affirmation, 会, 能, and 可以 are often used as well. All Set Learning. Okay, so look at this one. 我不会迟到的. I will not 迟到, be late. So there is no 是 in here. I could put the 是. 我是不会迟到的. But this is, I think, in this kind of usage of the expression, 是的, the 是 is often omitted. It's often not there. In fact, for a long time, I would hear someone say 会 and 的 so often that I just thought that for some reason, when you use 会in this way to say I will do something, that you just put "的" at the end. I had no idea why. I didn't even know it was a "shoulda" construction. I just thought, okay, so I should put "的" when I use 会. And so I just got used to that, not really understanding that it was like adding to the strength of the affirmation. So I learned something. 我不会迟到的. I will not be late. So it adds a little bit of kick to the saying, like kind of like the promising something or saying something will happen or something can happen or something may happen. Then that's like 能可以 and 会. All right. That's the end of this video. So we have here in this video, we're seeing other uses other than just that clarifying information one that we learned in HSK 1. Now we're seeing other uses of the 是的 construction. It's a little bit broader than what some people refer to as the classic construction, which is that clarifying one. So here it is. I hope that some of this is sinking in and makes sense. And just keep on plugging away. You're gonna make it.